2 per hour at the moment, so there should be in excess of about 5-6 overs by the time you hit 5 o'clock.
Anil! Come on, boys, come on!
Anil is a patient man. Still from round the wicket to Dilshan.
So the batsmen too need to be patient in a situation like this.
Well, they've all gone up, but doesn't meet with the approval of Nadeem Gowri. But he made the mistake there, Dilshan, offering a defensive bat to the ball pitched outside leg stump. Let's take a closer look.
Never easy for the umpires. I would reckon that did come straight off the pad. So it's a good decision.
Run there. Will come back for the second. But that was a near thing. So Anil Kumble's patience almost being rewarded. Coming from round the wicket. But the umpires have been tested severely. Let's take a closer look. Pad, I think it's just gone off the pad. Well, if anything, it may have brushed the glove, but it was impossible for us to gauge. It would be impossible for the umpire as well. The fielders thought that they were in with a chance. I didn't think so.
Umpires really have to go on sound as well. If you hear two noises, that probably is an indication. Because at normal speed, it's never easy.
They'll have to hurry on this one.
So the captain, Virendra Sehwag, he's done everything right in this game. So he really needs to try and pick up a few wickets here, and then his job would be done.
He would have been a lot happier if he had got more runs. It's 135 for 4. 53 overs have been bowled at quite a fair pelt, 16 plus per hour, putting a lot of pressure on the Sri Lankans. Sachin Tendulkar, it will be. He's bowled 2 overs for 6. He's flighting these deliveries, forcing the batsman to reach the pitch of the delivery.
Yes, he's got runs to play around with, so he's inviting the Sri Lankans to use their feet. Again, another flighted delivery. So Dilshan has had a good game, batted well in the first innings, and is now defending stoutly. So Sri Lanka has had a problem in the middle order. They haven't really contributed enough. So there was a time that the Sri Lankans had a very strong middle order. They had the batsmen like Hashan Tilakaratne, who were very stout defenders and never gave things away. And I think the strength of most good sides is that their middle order contributes when the top order doesn't.
Well, the Indian team also has now found a new balance with Dhoni and Irfan Pathan. Both innings, 5 down for about 90 or 100, and then these two. These are the two big pluses as far as I'm concerned to the balance of the side. It wasn't there for a long time in India. If you were 5 down, you'd be happy if you reached 200, but now you're getting the last 5 wickets to contribute 200 and 300 runs. So that is a real welcome change as far as the Indian perspective is concerned.
It was these players that really turned the tables on the Sri Lankans, because the Sri Lankans got the top order out. In fact, a lot of the top batsmen really didn't make as many runs, but the lower order put pay to their chances.
Yuvraj Singh too had a very fine inning. That was the googly. Well read, but couldn't quite find the gap. 138 for 4.
जश्न के रंग में ढला है समा, जोश में है हर सितारा, मचलते तरानों पर झूमते कदम। ये है ITA सितारों की धूम, सिर्फ सोनी एंटरटेनमेंट टेलीविजन एशिया पर।
Center,
99 runs.
Center.
3 wickets have fallen.
So the captain, Virendra Sehwag, he's decided that he should take the plunge here. Replaces Kumble. Looking to try and take the sense of complacency out of the Sri Lankan batsman.
Well, Kumble bowled 20, Harbhajan 22. They all need a rest. There's a bit of bat pad there. It went just straight. There was no silly mid-on.
It's a good first delivery. Did it get some bat? But then here it fell into no man's land.
Goodness me, that is one thing that he mustn't be doing at this stage. Cut an incoming ball.
This is, I think, been encouraged by the fact that there is very little cover on the offside.
Very close to tea time now. Just about 9 minutes to go. Can't afford to lose another one to an indiscretion.
Arun, we'll be talking about Sri Lanka's engagements in the coming months. India too have a lot of cricket, isn't it? So they must be quite pleased with the way they've started off.
No ball called. Pleased is an understatement, Ranjit. We've had a torrid time in the last 1.5 years. Just beginning to turn things around. Had a good one-day series against Sri Lanka. Now hoping to win this test series. Drew the series against South Africa, the one-dayers. But you're right, they've got real tests up ahead. Pakistan, then England come to India. He's gone over the top and he's connected well enough. One bounce out of the ground. The orthodox spinner comes on and they feel confident enough to go with the turn.
The Sri Lankans really must make use of whatever opportunity they get to score runs off. And he's sort of been looking at that area with quite a bit of hunger, as it's free of any fielders, picking up 4 runs in the process. You can't really let the bowlers dominate all the while.
Good bounce. So Sehwag also getting a little bit of bite off this wicket. Fresh shoulder, fresh fingers. Almost. The inside edge just squeezing between the batsman and the wicket. It's 144 for 4.
ये कहानी है उस सफर की जो शुरू होती है ताजगी, शुद्धता और सेहत से। इन हाथों का वादा जो बने बेहतरीन और बाकमाल, यही तो बनाते हैं मुस्तकबिल अपनों का। मिटाते हैं जिंदगी की मुश्किलें, यही तय करते हैं कहां जाना है हमें। सजाते हैं जिंदगी के हसीन पल, सेहत और खुशियों के साथ। असली आटा, रियल फ्लावर फॉर रियल चपातीज।
Sri Lanka 2, are a lot better at home, as most sides are. 38.96% win percentage at home and only 14.1 away. So this series is not going to contribute to that percentage very much. And it doesn't include this match, that 14% away wins, Ranjit.
Yes, I think when you look around, apart from some of the great sides, Australia, for instance, now in the West Indians in the early days, very few sides really have been devastating away. And I think it's so important that sides win at home. I think that's the key, really. And whatever games you win away are a bonus of some sort.
Yes, certainly. At least ensure that you win at home.
That was a good delivery, but a good leave at the same time, bounce and turning.
Well, I've just been told that India's away percentage win is not very much better, in fact worse. It's 13.44 as compared to 14, and the best is Australia, 35.78, followed by the West Indies, 32.48. Pakistan is at 25.86. They had some terrific bowlers in the last 15 years. While India is actually lying number 8 at 13.44 as the win percentage away from home. Short ball, and that's been pulled away for 4. Nobody moves. Boundary to end the over. 50 of the partnership coming up as well. 148 for 4. Actually, India's home win is also not that good. It's 29.56, and most countries are above it. Pakistan 37.59. Now this is all-time figures I'm talking about. So India is not even 30% of wins at home. That's been squeezed through the covers. That probably will reach the fence. Just pull back in time to save 1. So Sri Lanka at 38.96 is pretty high. Up there is 3rd. So they're the very, very successful at home. And of course Australia 54.89 at home. They're way ahead.
Sri Lankans making use of the opportunity of these bowlers being used to pick up a few runs. It's nicely played once again into the open areas. Picks up 4 again.
He plays the shot well. Jayawardena picking up runs for himself and his team. Brief respite after Harbhajan and Kumble have been taken out of the attack, or he's seen them off. And now it's time to capitalize a bit as far as the runs are concerned. It's off the pad. Some very fine decisions being made by the umpires.
Some excitement. Ball carrying to slip, but the umpire very watchful. Good decision again.
Thank God I took to commentary and not umpiring, Ranjit. It's hellish out there on tracks like this.
Umpire Nadeem, he has been a test bowler himself, so he knows what it is when the ball's spinning around. Spinner himself.
57 gone, 156 for 4. So, absorbing cricket. Just as I said it. 156 for 4.
The spectators don't think it's absorbing. A bit bored about it.
I had to put my foot into it, didn't I? Well, Harbhajan is back for an over before lunch. I beg your pardon, over before tea. 22 overs, 1 for 49. So India on the attack again. No, I'm afraid not. Talking about home and away, India have been terrific at home in the recent past. Since 1993, India have lost only twice at home. This is obviously hit pad only, yes, at least a foot away. They lost to South Africa 2-0 in 1999-2000 and then Australia 2-1 in 2004. That's been played late. A lot of work to do for Anil Kumble.
It's been quite a challenge for most teams to try and beat India at home, because lots of teams really haven't done that regularly enough. And it was, I remember, Steve Waugh who mentioned that the challenge to him really was to try and beat India at home.
Certainly, and in the last 10 years, that average that I was talking about, home wins of 29, goes to almost 50%, 49.12. So in the last 10 years, or in the last 10-15 years, it's become very, very difficult to beat India at home. Thanks to Anil Kumble and Harbhajan Singh and others. Of course, the batsmen who provide the cushion for the bowlers.
We also know that Sri Lanka really hasn't won a test match against India in India. So going to show that they probably will have to put it off for another day.
350 more to win. One more delivery to tea. Jayawardena has been good touch. He's played well. He's batted 62 deliveries already. Dilshan on 57 deliveries for his 38. Oh goodness me, they're almost stuck on the last ball before tea. That would have been disaster. Sri Lanka going to tea at 160 for 4. This session 41.3 overs, mind you, it was 2.5 hours, 121 runs and 3 wickets. All those 3 wickets falling to Anil Kumble.
The last delivery, the law of averages not working for Mohammad Kaif. He picked up so many catches, but Anil Kumble has been the most successful, well supported by Harbhajan Singh.
So that's the way the match has panned out so far. India needs 6 wickets to win and Sri Lanka needs 349 to win. Odds in favour of India. Let's take a look at the post-lunch session highlights. It was Sangakkara who got this full toss and he put it away in style. Sangakkara and Taranga sort of kept the bowlers at bay for a while. Taranga looking pretty good, tried to get onto the back foot whenever possible. Sangakkara with another flowing cover drive. Taranga growing in confidence. This is his debut. Played a very fine innings, a couple of wonderful cover drives of Anil Kumble. And then Sangakkara just couldn't handle the rough. The wide angle being used to good effect by Anil Kumble. And immediately, very soon after that, Taranga fell for a stubborn 47 of 117. Good catch at backward short leg. Samravira was just unable to cope with things and Sri Lanka were tottering. Then Dilshan. Since then, these two have put on 64 together. Jayawardena and Dilshan. Jayawardena very experienced. Waited for the lesser bowlers to come to garner his runs. Dilshan, the more aggressive, on 38 not out at tea. And wonderful slog sweep for 4 by Jayawardena. So at tea, Sri Lanka 160 for them at bay. So rather absorbing final session up in prospect, and we'll be back in about 15 minutes time to see how that goes.
Not out batsmen. Mahela Jayawardena on the left, Tilakaratne Dilshan on the right. Jayawardena on 29. Dilshan has been pretty aggressive. 38 not out to him. 6 boundaries between them. Upul Tharanga making his test match debut got to a well-made 47 before he was nicely taken by Gambhir at short leg of the bowling of Anil Kumble. Marwan Atapattu batted well, but once again deceived in the air by Harbhajan Singh. Good catch by Mohammad Kaif. And Sangakkara was a little unfortunate getting out leg before to Anil Kumble, and Samaravira once again disappointing. 160 for 4 in 58 overs Sri Lanka. Indian bowlers, 3 wickets to Anil Kumble, 3 for 51, and Harbhajan Singh 1 for 53. It's the spinners who are picking up the wickets. Good afternoon, Ranil.
Afternoon, Shiva. So Virendra Sehwag had put all his eggs in the basket of spin between lunch and tea. 2 main spinners operating, and then Sehwag himself and Sachin Tendulkar. They went for a few, in fact. A little surprised that maybe he could have slipped in Pathan just before the tea break. But he opted not to, Shiva.
I would have been tempted to if I was the captain. Try a few overs of Irfan Pathan. He's got the ability to swing the ball and check the ball out if it's reverse swinging. Sehwag. Kumble will continue after tea. He's bowled 20 overs, 3 for 51. He will look for a few more.
The Sri Lankan batting pair, Jayawardena and Dilshan, they've got settled in. They got together when the score was 96 for 4. So they've added 64 runs for the 5th wicket. And they're both going along pretty well. 63 balls for the 29 for Jayawardena. Dilshan has been more fluent in his stroke play, and he's managed the bowling perhaps a little bit better than Jayawardena. 57 deliveries for his 38. So they both look to attack the loose delivery, which is the way they should go.
They've got to start afresh, these 2 batsmen. The much needed break. Anil Kumble and Harbhajan Singh did not bowl for the last half hour. It was Tendulkar and Sehwag, and now the 20 minutes at tea time. Must be quite fresh. They would look for that breakthrough. They look at Mubarak and the lower order. Be quite keen to finish it off today.
.4 overs remaining. It'll be 24.3 after this one. That's because the Indians have bowled at a very good rate. The over rate in this innings, 16.3. It's a very, very high rate. Spinners have operated a lot. That's helped. Lots of dot balls. That's also helped.
Again, giving it a little bit of flight, bowling slower than normal. Anil Kumble. Just 87.8 k's per hour. Normally bowls in the 90s.
Yes, the Sri Lankans have had to really work hard against these 2 spinners, Kumble and Harbhajan Singh. Both hitting it off extremely well. Both are amongst the wickets. Both are confident.
Maiden to start off. 160 for 4. Very nice, the score as far as India is concerned. 160 for 4. We'll look at picking up 6 more wickets.
And on the other side of the scale, Sri Lanka need 349 more. Tall ask. They've lost 4 of the top order batsmen. Jayawardena and Dilshan, perhaps the really last recognised pair. Here's Harbhajan Singh. He's bowled 23 overs so far in this innings. Picked up to 1 wicket. 7 wickets for him in the first innings. Perhaps a little bit stiff, a little bit sore, so he gets ready now.
Very much an in-out field. We've seen this happen in this test series. 3 men in the deep. On the leg side, there's a long on, deep mid-wicket and a deep square leg. Dilshan likes to play the big shot. Slip, silly point, forward short leg, backward short leg. And even on the offside, there's a man to sweep a cover point. Mid-off is in, which is a good sign. Tempt the batsman to hit over the top on the offside against the turn. Not so sure about the deep cover point though. It's for the cut.
Dilshan has used his pads quite cleverly. On a turning track, the spinners sometimes have to bowl outside the line of the stumps. And provide you pick the correct delivery to use the pad. Make sure you get it right on the pad and not miss it. You're doing okay. And now Harbhajan Singh comes round the wicket.
Seen some great off-spinners do that. Rapali Prasanna, Venkatraghavan. When batsmen start to play with the pads, especially when the ball's turning, go round the wicket straight away to bring the leg before wicket into play. Very dangerous. Especially on a pitch like this. Against the turn, just for 1 run.
He's very quick on his feet. He moved very quickly. Just a little stride, but I'm sure he moved at the last moment and made sure that he angled the bat correctly. So he's watching the ball right onto the bat.
In the air, just wide of the man at short leg. Mohammad Kaif will pick up a single to retain strike. Jayawardena 162 for 4. Good to see a lot of people come and watch Test match cricket, especially the ladies and young children. Bring the family in and have a good day. They've been there right through the match, enjoyed every bit of it. They're very happy to be on television. Always good to have these big screens at the cricket ground. Just short of Harbhajan, a rare misfield from the Indians. Get the single, Mahela Jayawardena.
He's had a slip and a stop. Perhaps a slight bruise. Mahela Jayawardena getting his foot right out of the way to play the on drive. So it was hit quite powerfully. It's a bit of awkward bounce for Harbhajan. So he had to slide suddenly. Just at the edge of the turf. It's a fairly hard part of the outfield. So this situation again where a pair has got set. It's nicely played for a single. And with the pair set, it suddenly seems to become a little difficult for the bowlers. And this is the time that Virendra Sehwag has to be thinking, is it the best thing to keep the spinners going? They've both bowled a lot. They bowled a lot in the earlier test match, bowled a lot in the first innings. And at this stage they've bowled 45 overs between them in this innings.
Bowled similar number of overs in the first innings, 25 to Kumble and 22 to Harbhajan. Again, risk involved against the turn, not even to the pitch of the ball. Pathan will cut it off. The batsman picking up 2 more. Willing to open up a little bit, the Sri Lankans after tea.
Slightly casual that stroke from Jayawardena, came down the track, flicked it, but he's done it because he knows there's nobody close by at short square leg or at short fine leg. This time just going in the direction where short square leg would have been. A little bit of a friendly comment from Kumble.
Lots of encouragement for the bowlers from the closing fielders, the wicketkeeper. It's important when you bowl a long spell, you want people to back you up. 166 for 4. Sri Lanka need 343 more to win. India just another 6 wickets. 6 wickets, more of a possibility now. Very difficult one for the Sri Lankans. Talking about the crowd in the last over. What this production is doing is getting people into the cricket grounds. There is a big screen in most grounds these days. And they love to be on television and see themselves on the big screen. Don't have to sit at home these days to watch television replays. Come over, enjoy yourself and be on the big screen. Have fun. Big appeal. It was for the leg before first from Harbhajan. And then the catch close to the wedge. Billy Bowden not interested in both.
Yes, he's a very good umpire. His judgment is extremely good. His judgment is exceptional. And that delivery, he's come right forward. Missing leg stump and no chance it didn't touch the bat, so both appeals negative.
Tight call, but what that appeal has done is made Dilshan off for the bat. He's looking to play the ball now.
With there being 3 fielders on the leg side down on the boundary, it gives the opportunity for the batsman to use that flick shot, just use the wrist. But now a change in the field. It's a short mid-wicket as well.
Catch it is the call. Lakshman, the man at slip, reacting just a little late. 4 runs, 4 dangerous runs to Jayawardena.
Certainly wasn't too far away from the slip fielder. Now on that replay you could see it was quite a distance away from Lakshman. No chance. Very safe, intentionally played. 4 runs taking Jayawardena on to 37.
EBS won't be a happy man if he heard me. Just be having said that it was very close. It wasn't anywhere near close. Way over his head. Again, runs behind square on the offside. Once again, single of the last ball of the over. 172 for 4.
Now or never, Kenya, South Africa, USA and UK. It's a grand finale. Who will have the last laugh? Watch the mother of all dance competitions. After all, it's Boogie Woogie. Boom. Only on Sony Entertainment Television Asia.
.172 for 4. Sri Lanka being set a target of 509 by India. It's been a good partnership between these two batsmen, Jayawardena and Dilshan, putting on 76. Have looked comfortable against Kumble and Harbhajan.
It's going to be a spin, and Virendra Sehwag has all his confidence in the spinners. Hasn't tried much of the paceman after the very early spells of 4 and 2 overs each for Pathan and Agaka. So they've been having a quiet time in this innings. Sehwag also bowled himself for a few overs. He bowled at Tendulkar. But this pair has played well.
Again, good length, good line. It's been very consistent today, Anil Kumble.
Pushed through quickly on that occasion, and pushed through quickly again, but this time Jayawardena is on the back foot. He's played a lot of those wristy shots, playing them square of the wicket, waiting for the ball, playing it at the last moment. Very watchful, just a little step backwards, but made sure that he watched it all the way to the bat.
Starting to get quicker with each delivery, Anil Kumble.
Lots of concentration going into each delivery. Great perseverance. Doesn't give in easily. Just forgets what he does in the last delivery, comes back. So obviously going through his mind is what he's going to bowl in the next one. He's absolutely focused on the job at hand.
173 for 4. Jayawardena once again getting off to a start. He'd like to grab this opportunity and get a big 100. Dilshan has started to dominate the bowling, got 65 in the first innings. Dilshan was the top scorer for Sri Lanka. Very good partnership. Got together when they were 96 for 4.
Shiva, you did mention that Jayawardena should go on. Sri Lanka haven't made 100. No Sri Lankan has done that in this series to date. Highest being 80 by Mahela. Nicely played by Jayawardena. That'll reach the boundary. Good stroke. Just eased into it. And he moves into the 40s.
Perfect example of what a good player he is. Getting to the pitch, head over the ball, presenting the full face of the bat. Even though there was an element of risk playing against the turn, he does it to perfection. Sri Lanka need him to carry on. This time, deceived in the air.
Makes it that much easy when there aren't those close fielders. There was only the one of them at forward short leg. So although it stayed in the air, nowhere near a fielder. Had there been another one, then it would have been trouble. But safe. And Jayawardena on 44. His partner Dilshan, who's on strike, is on 41. So 2 players set. 2 players with the opportunity of making a big one.
Another good delivery from Harbhajan. That's the different grip. He's holding the seam in between the 2 fingers. Obviously there was going to be some variation, going straight on.
Maybe Dilshan did pick it up, which is why he tried to hit it through the offside. Of course, it was pitched just outside as well. But it left him, and lucky there in the end not to get an edge.
Again, same delivery, but a little quicker. There is a man in the deep. Kumble will cut it off. 179 for 4.
ये कहानी है उस सफर की जो शुरू होती है ताजगी, शुद्धता और सेहत से। इन हाथों का वादा जो बने बेहतरीन और बाकमाल। यही तो बनाते हैं मुस्तकबिल अपनों का। मिटाते हैं जिंदगी की मुश्किलें। यही तय करते हैं कहां जाना है हमें। सजाते हैं जिंदगी के हसीन पल, सेहत और खुशियों के साथ। असली आटा, रियल फ्लावर फॉर रियल चपाती।
Very excited indeed. Small little kid, Ajit Agarkar look-alike. And Sachin Tendulkar look-alikes in the crowd. He's getting into the thick of things. Can't leave this man out.
Yes, they're all thinking of ways and means to break this partnership. From 96 for 4, it's gone up to 179 for 4 now.
A little bit of guesswork. The man at short fine is Sachin Tendulkar. Obviously, they're trying to bowl for the sweep against Dilshan. Sachin Tendulkar. Kumble from over the stumps. Pick up a single. Dilshan becomes a difficult target as a bowler from over the stumps to get right down outside the leg stump at those foot marks.
Good fielding, good commitment from the captain. But Dilshan, he's made use of every half volley. He's driven them extremely well. Jayawardena 44 of 84, Dilshan 43 of 74. both played extremely well. It's not an easy pitch to bat on. Kumble and Harbhajan Singh have been bowling extremely well. The fielders round the bat. Now it's a bit difficult for them. They've got to work out different methods, some other plan. But once again, they brought the fielders round the bat. 4 round the bat again.
They don't want to be giving singles. They'll have to bowl to a different batsman every second ball. And both of them are different players. Jayawardena and Dilshan, you have different plans. Rather try and bowl 6 balls in a row to one particular batsman.
So the deep fielders have moved in, and once again those 4 catchers have come in. There's a mid-on, there's a mid-off, backward point, short mid-wicket. So they've gone back to attacking. They were playing with the in-out field in the earlier overs after the tea break. But they've made a quick change. Maybe that was a little discussion that Tendulkar, Sehwag and Kumble had before this over. Stopping the batsman from getting the single.
The short in length is all that Jayawardena required to put that away in fine style, picking up a boundary to end the over. 184 for 4. They'll need another 6 wickets. They'll have to work hard because these two are well settled now, Jayawardena and Dilshan. It's been a good pleasant day here in Ahmedabad. Temperature is just about 27 maximum. Much cooler now. The problem with Sri Lanka is they've just had 1 or 2 partnership in every innings. We've seen once a wicket falls, they fall in heaps and changing things around. Virendra Sehwag brings in Ajit Agarkar.
Not much of work for Agarkar with the ball. 6 overs in the first innings. Now in the second innings, 2 overs. Both had to bowl quite a bit at Pathan and Agarkar in the second test match. Although that pitch too offered assistance to the spinners. The pace bowlers had to play their role. So can Agarkar provide with the breakthrough that India need? They require 6 wickets to win this match. Got 3 wickets in quick succession earlier on. But Jayawardena and Dilshan have spoiled their plans.
Short delivery straight away, catches the call, 2 men in the deep. It's a deep square leg and a deep fine leg. Single to Dilshan.
Starts off his spell with a bouncer. Would have been in the hands of short square leg, but there isn't one there. The one fielder down the deep in that area is that deep square leg. So a bit of encouragement for Agarkar. There's 2 men down in the deep. So both Jayawardena and Dilshan will be tested with the short one. Both Jayawardena and Dilshan like to play the hook shot, so it will be a challenge for them.
No swing yet. He's on 48. Mahela Jayawardena. Agarkar did provide the breakthrough in Delhi when he got rid of Sangakkara. Again, the fielding, very good. Yuvraj Singh and Mohammad Kaif at point and cover. We find that gap hard to pierce.
Good stroke from Jayawardena. Got into position. Hands working together. But he couldn't pierce the field. Started off with a bouncer, then 3 dot balls, all 3 outside the off stump. Sudhakar can bowl reverse swing, can get the ball to reverse. He's having a spell after quite some time, so obviously he'll settle in first, then try the variations.
Again the short delivery. This time it's along the ground, just for the single. It's to 49, Mahela Jayawardena.
Got a nasty delivery in the first innings. Jayawardena was a bit tentative, having got out first ball in the first innings. So he was a little tentative at the start of this innings, but very soon he's got into his stride. And no doubt he's looking for that 1 run to take him to another half century.
3 full shots, 3 runs coming in this over. 187 for 4. Looking for 509, that was the target for Sri Lanka. Taranga getting 47, and these two have looked good. Mahela Jayawardena on 49, Dilshan on 45. Together in the com box is Arun Lal and Ranjit Fernando.
The deadly duo.
All credit to the Sri Lankans. I think they've wrested the initiative from the Indians when everything seemed lost. But there's a long, long way to go.
I say deadly duo, Ranjit, because the last time we were on, 3 wickets fell.
I would reckon from a Sri Lankan point of view, they must be hoping that no more wickets would fall, as this pair certainly has got together and looked extremely good, that they've got some rhythm going.
Well, yes, they've really fought hard, these two. And at one time it looked like an impossible task getting a partnership together. But both Kumble and Harbhajan have bowled extended spells, and I'm sure it takes a toll on their shoulder, their psychology, their physical strength, and of course fingers. That was wide down the leg side, so also requires a lot of patience, mental aptitude. But Anil Kumble has got lots of that. Also, the ball gets a little older, the seam gets a little gentler, so to speak. It gets a little, that protruding seam is no longer there. It flattens out. Ball gets a little softer as well.
This is a sheer case of application, and also the batsman being able to determine how a pitch plays even at its worst. So the Sri Lankans really went through a torrid time. But again, these players, both these batsmen, Jayawardena and Dilshan, they certainly have a lot of skill. But if there's some lesson they need to have learnt out of the series, is that they shouldn't really throw it away, because getting out, playing a conventional shot to a good delivery is something which one could excuse and understand. But throwing it away when you really have got things taped out, that's really what a team really cannot afford.
get a single. 67 gone, 188 for 4.
Oh, boys, come on.
Well, these guys are busy all the time.
India has played some very exciting cricket, as we've seen, and evoked a huge amount of interest, and it would continue, and I would reckon that Team India has turned out to be a very, very important sports brand now. You see the interest that has come about.
Ajit Agarkar has been brought into the attack just to change things around. Now the two slip fielders, one is a fourth slip and a gully. It's really a matter of luck, Ranjit. I mean, where do you stand on this? Where would you have your slip fielder?
Absolutely, I don't think there's any logical explanation for those two positions. It would just appear to be that Ajit Agarkar is bowling wide off the off stump and looking to Dilshan to probably go for the cut. But as to where the ball would go when you cut is anybody's guess, really.
Exactly. Well, it's almost two gullies. You may be right about the fact that they want him to go for the cut, and you'd have mud all over your face if it went past first slip.
I couldn't imagine that at this stage Dilshan really would go for a shot like that. He would be well off, probably just leaving deliveries outside in that area.
They also have two deep fielders, one at deep fine leg and the other at deep square leg, as you can see them now. So there's always that little bit of a threat for the short delivery to come guarding that area. Maybe a miscued hook is the fine leg, and one that's not so badly hit, that's the square leg fielder. So you can every now and then expect to get a short delivery. There it is, and there's the fielder there, but it was well controlled. He did play it from up to down, did manage to get his bat and roll his wrists over it.
He did well, in fact, to control that shot, keep it along the ground. It's always tempting to probably take on a fielder down on the line, but this really is a type of pitch where the ball keeps on coming, as we saw in the case of Malinga, who dug it in short, but you really can't. It's difficult to get under it all the time because the bounce is not very predictable. Again, Jayawardena is showing that he's certainly the type of player who really would be the best Sri Lanka has batting on conditions like this, on turning pitches where the ball really is slow. Once he settles in, he certainly has stuck it out.
That's the ball, swinging in just fractionally. He's good at the reverse swing. He's been off the attack. It'll take a while. You've got to prepare the ball. You really got to make it heavier on one side